You have entered the Chronic's rabbit hole. And Allendale, thank you so much for your YouTube membership request. And you are bringing back down some Lord of the Lost for the Losties and Chronicans. Thank you so much for this. And this song today is called Priest.
Thank you so much, Allendale, for bringing Lord of the Lost back down the rabbit hole.
Allendale, thank you so much for everything that you do for us, for the Losties, and just being an awesome person, and for giving us so much context of the content that you give us to react to. So this is what you have to say about the song. You think you already know all the sides of Lord of the Lost? Priest and the following, for they know not what they do, will prove you wrong and surprise you in a stunning fashion. I say this because the album Lord of the Lost released before, Blood and Glitter, called Judas, is mostly not spreading nostalgic and danceable vibes, but is taking a much more spiritual, theological, and mythological approach, which can also be noticed in the musical style, as this is much darker and heavier than what you've known from them before. Gothic metal, and they spared neither trouble nor expense to make this the most epic and extensive album they've ever done, including a real choir and a real church organ and some songs that was recorded in a real church.
Cool.
Really cool. So you also say this is important. The album Judas is heavily inspired by the apocryphal Gospel of Judas, which is heavily questioning the spiritual course the church took millennia ago, and also questioning the alleged truths the testaments of the Bible provided. The Gospel of Judas is a Gnostic apocryphon, which means that it was purposely not included in the biblical canon and was rejected by the church that even wanted to get rid of it and did anything imaginable to make it fade into obscurity. Gnosticism is questioning the very fundaments of current Christianity, as it says that the Abrahamic God is actually a dark, selfish entity called the demiurge. Yep, and I know all about that too, Ellendale, who wants to prevent us from finding the inner spark of light and the divinity within us in order to ascend to the realms of light far away from the earthly prison we are living in right now. Priest and the whole album Judas are asking the question, what if Jesus was not a traitor but a friend and a soulmate of Jesus who had to help him because his plan was to die, as Christianity would never have begun otherwise? This is what Chris told
Tunella magazine
about this concept. This is incredible. Chris's words. What we find most interesting about it is that Judas, as a character, his role is being so much reduced to just being a traitor. There's so much more behind it. When we started digging also in the Gospel of Judas, this epic critical script, which got forbidden by the Catholic Church, it was super inspiring to actually see Judas more. If you should explain it to my 10-year-old son, I would say that what Batman is for Gotham, sometimes Batman also needs to be the bad guy. Yes, the Dark Knight. Absolutely. He needs to be the scapegoat because Gotham needs it. That is Judas in this story. There's 100% on that.
Absolutely.
What's so interesting about it is when you start digging, you find so many different points of view in the four Gospels in the Bible, and also in different analysis interpretations that you can read, which can go from Judas being a traitor to Judas, the actual savior. Some theories are so wacky that they also say that Judas and Jesus switched places, and actually Judas died on the cross. There's so many things that was just being inspiring. We just wanted to reflect in that album of this kind of variety of that gray area in between. Not by telling one story of what Judas does, it's more like the overall inspiring theme for different kinds of single topics. Mm-hmm. That's a lot. We're going to get into it now. Thank you so much for all that context, because it sure makes us think before getting into it.
Absolutely it does. Thank you so much, Ellendale. Ellendale, thank you so much for bringing Lord of the Lost back down the rabbit hole. I am so excited that you have brought us to the album Judas with the song Priest. I can't wait to get into this one. You gave us such an amazing write-up to talk about Lord of the Lost, thoughts on the apocryphal, that was a twister there, Gnostic book of Judas. And that was just some amazing insight, because I myself don't actually have a lot of knowledge on the Gnostic Gospels.
That's fair enough.
So that was really cool. I'm really excited to get into Priest and see where Lord of the Lost takes this darker, more gothic metal approach to this album. If you guys are as excited to be here with us as we dive down the album Judas, then remember to like this video, comment your favorite songs down below, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel.
I'm definitely looking forward to hear everyone's thoughts on the themes of this, because everyone can be a scapegoat if you think about it. So it's really cool that they took that approach. Scapegoat comes from the Hebrew word Azazel, and if you know anything to do with Azazel, from the book of Enoch, which is a book that also got taken out of the canon. So I'm definitely very familiar with all the Gnostic Gospels and all these things that have happened. So it's really cool to know that Elendil, that you know all about this too. So I'm really excited to see this angle from how Chris is going to portray this with his brilliant mind.
Absolutely.
This is so different and darker, eh?
It really is.
Yeah.
From a million drying lakes, I have cried the tears of none. Empty shivers calling for my time far undone. I assume that there is no one that can find my peace of mind. They assume that I am guilty, but guilt I see none.
Wow.
Ho, 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 ho. Wow, yeah. This is incredible. This is incredible, and just everything. No worries, no worries. Everything that you built this up to be, it is. And also it rings so true to what Chris told us in the interview, where every album he has, he got people who became fans and people who left because of how different it sounds. We've heard a lot of stuff from Blood and Glitter and from that era. So this is a much darker era that I know if I first heard Lord of the Lost when this era was going on, I would have been like all in. And there's such a different feel. And you're born a traitor. Yeah, even Jesus says, at least in the 4 Gospels, that he was like, you were born the son of perdition. Like, it was better for you not to be born. That's actually what he says. So he was saying, I was born to be a traitor. And and I never read the book of Judas, so I'm very curious if Judas ends up hanging himself in that, or if not, because that's a different interpretation.
That is a different interpretation, and that's the interpretation that I have heard growing up my whole life. So I would be really curious to know that as well. This is phenomenal. I loved when he hit that pause and it just went to the black screen, and then they came in so hard, like, priest.
Absolutely. Like, let's get to that part.
Oh, we need to re-listen to that part again, because this is just phenomenal. I love how dark it is, like you're saying.
Absolutely, right?
Oh my god. Yeah. I'm sorry I sneezed there. I didn't mean to.
No, don't worry. That's hilarious. All good.
I was like, no.
Okay, we'll get going here. Love it.
God.
Guilt, I see none.
And it was feeling so tribal already, and now it's building.
I was born to be a traitor, invidious to the core. I betrayed to be the savior in times to come and times of yore. The fallen traitor hiding when all is said and done. The crown deserves its right king in
Oh yeah, eh? Oh, became the savior. On a first listen and taking the whole album as a whole, this is the album I want to dive into the most.
Yes, absolutely.
Chris, P.I. or I, Ross, Jerry. What a group. Ross, this is a good one. Beautiful church organ there. Wow.
Wow.
And like that was so incredible on a musical side, like, and right, like when you said priest, once that came in, it just had a whole different shift. Then it just built up so much that the goosebumps were just oozing towards the end there, and just the theme of the song itself, like we can talk thematically about it opposed to just the music itself. That's why this is such a good reaction for me, because I want to talk so much about my thoughts about it in so many different ways that I don't even know where to start.
Absolutely. This was like, you can talk on so much more about this topic than I'm able to just on the thematic of it.
Fair.
Because I only know of the Judas that was taught in the Pentecostal church. That is all I know with
That's
it.
fair.
And so but this song was just insane. From the moment Chris came in on this, I had goosebumps the entire time.
Right.
And like this, the starting of this, when they had just that visuals of him running and hiding from these other, entities who are there.
Yeah, his guilt almost.
And they were saying it's his guilt, but he's like, I feel no guilt. You think I should be guilty.
Exactly.
You think I should feel guilt, but I don't feel any guilt because I knew I was born to be the traitor.
Mm-hmm.
Him and I know what's up. Why should I feel guilty when you don't know my heart?
This was ordained.
This was
I was
ordained.
supposed to do this.
Right? So like such an amazing song to go through with this. Like just, oh my God. And like, this is probably one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, like I said, on the first listen, because of the tone itself, but like on the theme itself, like I'm kind of with you, because I think the Catholic Church did take the message and took all the scrolls and all that and kept them to themselves, and then that's actually why the Protestant movement came out, was to get the books out of just the priest's hands so that everyone could read whatever they wanted. That's why the Protestants exist, and that's actually why you got Pentecostal and then different variations from that. So as even people right now who are Protestant don't realize you're saying the same thing. You're anti-Catholic in a way, because you're protesting that we should have the ability to read. And that's because honestly, the first book was the Bible. It was a amalgamation of
the first library.
It's the first library, right? So like, and then everything came out of that, and then we made books from it. But that was the first book that got pressed and actually made it into a book form that we know it today. So it's actually really intriguing when you think of it. And the scapegoat the Passover, Jews have the Passover where they put a goat out into the desert, right? And then that's the Passover, and that represents Azazel because that's where he went as the original scapegoat. So like that's why I'm saying I have so many things I could talk about where I've actually thought that out, because everyone has a role. So it's not like who's the good and the bad guy. Everyone's just playing the role that was ordained. So you can take it any way you love. In the music itself, that's why I love what Chris said. This album, Judas, probably lost him a lot of people, where he gained a shit ton of people from it too, because of being bold and so many different things that Lord of the Lost can be. It's amazing.
And there's going to be a lot of people who are going to prefer different albums over other albums as too. Like
That's what he's saying. Yeah.
Because like this album, I can't wait to dive into this and really get to like hear Lord of the Lost about this about Judas and everything with it.
Yeah.
Because I think they have such an amazing take on it that also really aligns a lot with us too.
Totally.
And so like this is really cool to like get into and to hear it in such a way that's right in your soul. Like, oh my God.
This is a great first introduction into Judas, and we know they just put out their Weapons of Mass Seduction that just came out on the 29th. So as a completely different shift, as what Elendil was saying in the notes, like we're so used to these dancey songs, not this type of a spiritual hitting song that makes you think so differently as well. So it just shows the wide range of Chris and his character in any way that he can be different in any day, right?
Absolutely. And it really makes me think of those the hundreds of different Chris's from that what was that one song?
The Look.
The Look.
Yeah.
All the different Chris's and The Look. And this is just, Judas is just another album that just shows their skill and how far they can push it from one side to another side while maintaining that like perfection that is Lord of the Lost.
And their thought process is so much like us too, and that's why we just love it too. So thank you so much, Elendil. Losties, if you had a good time with us, hit that like button. Definitely go support Lord of the Lost if you are not a Lostie yet, and hit that subscribe button for them and for us on your way out if you want to be part of our family for 2024. We sure would love it. All right, we are now exiting the rabbit hole, folks.
Thank you so much, Elendil, for bringing Priest down the rabbit hole. This was an amazing introduction to this album. Peace and love, everyone.
God bless y'all.
Take care, and bye for now.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Enter the Chronicness.
Special thanks to all of our YouTube, Patreon, and Buy Me a Coffee members. Thank you for all of your support.
Thank you so much for making it all the way to the very end of the video. And if you have not yet done this, here's an easy way to subscribe to our channel. And if you want to subscribe to the artist that you just heard, here's an easy way to do that as well.
And if you are also interested in finding a video that you might like, just click here. Thank you so much for coming to the channel. Peace and love, everyone.
God bless y'all.
Take care. Bye for now.